Traders, welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm taking you inside the BlackShirtClub. You'll see on the screen here, Mark, one of our BlackShirtClub members, just passed his combine with TopStep. Mark has already been paid out well over 5 figures in just the first 2 months of this year from his CFD accounts, and now he's transitioning into futures, and he's doing an incredible job, as you can see. Mark is in this video clip you're about to see, and he shares some really valuable insights that I want you guys to take notes on, really. You should be listening to Mark very closely. He is a grade A, excellent member of the BlackShirtClub, and that's why I want to take a second to highlight him. Not only getting paid out 5 figures and some, but also now switching from CFDs to futures like it's nothing and getting a combine passed pretty quickly. If you're interested in getting funded with TopStep, I've got a link in the description for that. Please use my link. I'm a new affiliate for them, and I want to show them I can drive as much traffic as possible. I also have a webinar coming up on March 16th. If it's after March 16th that you're watching this, the replay link will be down there. But if it's before March 16th, click the link, sign up. It's me and Ben Sparham. We're dropping a brand new course, and we're giving you guys a whole little teaser and giving you a ton of good information about building a long-term investment portfolio. So you definitely want to sign up for that. It's totally free. And then the last thing, if you're interested in joining the BlackShirtClub, there's also a link in the description for that to book a call with me. We don't just take anybody. I'm looking for guys like Mark and Tanner. But if you're interested, book a call. We'll see if you're a good fit. All right, enough out of me. Enjoy the clip. We say some funny things. We could, share some good stories. I think you guys are going to love it. Enjoy.
Best day was 1563.
Yep.
Worst day 542. Average 661. Win. Average losing 393. Now my day today is going to change that a little bit because I had a little over $2,000, I think, in wins today.
Nice.
But that's the thing. Like, it's a $150,000 account. My worst day, I was only a little over 0.25% of my full drawdown.
Sure.
Or not even, dude.
Not even.
What is that math? Like $542 of 3,000? Not even. So I treat my CFD accounts like that. Like the other day, like I kind of swung for the fences on that Euro USD trade right before the CFDs.
Okay.
Yeah, and I almost had 3% drawdown, and that's the most. Like my goal is to stay at 1 or 2% drawdown max for a day on my CFDs. But like I only risk like an 1/8 or 1/4.
I was going to say this is proper trading. But what do you, like, now that you know, because you've been paid out, you know how to trade, shouldn't you be stepping on the gas to pass this thing in 2 days? Do you think you could have the discernment to say no? That's how I feel too. I'm in the same boat as you.
No. So here, I'll tell you. Come back tomorrow when I've lost a shit ton of money and try to give me the same compliment, right? I don't know what I'm doing. And the world just sits there and waits for me to get cocky, because as soon as I get cocky and I put my foot on the gas, it's smacked me down so many times. Mm-hmm. That's the shit that happens. I am not smart. I'm not 1%. I'm not anything. So I'm going to trade combines. I'm going to trade challenges. I'm going to trade all of it like I do my personal account. And that's why I copy those off from my personal account, because I'm trading it just like it's real money. I don't want to pick up any more bad habits than I already have. And that's the way I feel comfortable trading. Like I mean, when I'm down 2% in drawdown, like I'm irritable. That's a lot for me. And some people are like, I want to make 6% in a day, and those days happen every once in a while, but it's not because I'm risking 6% in a day ever. I think you said it best when I first met you. I was watching one of your videos or hearing you talk, and you're just like, my goal is not to have tilt days ever again, ever. And I think that in itself, if that's the only thing that you do, I think is one of the best things you can do for yourself.
Well, it's that mindset, like it's just not letting losses eat at you, because you as the trader, I mean, you're feeling this. I'm feeling everything the same thing you're feeling. Like we're very similar in that way. When you look at a chart long enough and you do know how to trade, there's wins. It's not about wins. Mm-hmm. It really isn't. It is not letting losses steer you off course. It's so easy to think, oh, I'm up $900 today, let me go for $1,500. Oh, it's so easy to be, I'm up 3,000, go for 4,000. Like, that's so easy. It's so easy to sit here and overtrade and do the stupid shit that we always want to do. So it's about avoiding those things that are likely to cause losses, because everything is on this scale in my mind of probabilities, where what is the probability of me making money versus losing money is kind of all I'm thinking about, and knowing the downside, like you said, limiting it as much as possible. I think I'm a little more aggressive than you. Not much more, honestly. I think out of everybody in the group, I think I'm very like you in the way that I look at the risk, because I don't know if I have the ability to go between, okay, I'm in a combine, I'm going to slam it. Oh, just kidding. Now I'm going to fund it and I'm going to trade this one this way and this one that way. I'm like, no, I will fuck that up for sure, knowing myself.
Yeah, me too. Same. But yeah, I think, and it's subjective, right? In aggressive, like just one person aggressiveness is another person's, conservative play. I don't know, but I know Evan and I were talking about you earlier, Austin, that like you can take a good trade and like I could still mess it up, right? Because sometimes you can say, okay, the price is going to go from here to here, and I would find a way to screw it up sometimes.
Fuck it up.
From
mental
thing.
Dude, I've seen that so much in the last year with ASFX TV. It's crazy. And in the program, it's like, crazy.
We were saying about you, and not just to pump you up, but like I've watched you trade enough. Like you can take a kind of a crappy trade, and because of your risk management and you just knowing the market, you can make it work out, and you can either lose no money, very little money, or you can make money in a trade that most people would just be on tilt or be down for the day, right?
Yeah,
and that just comes with
that's what's working.
It's a massive part of his edge, I think. It's massive. I've been working with Austin for the last 3 or 4 years. It's huge, massive part.
Yeah,
and it's good that you recognise it.
That's what I was going to say.
You see this early on.
I think I should have seen it sooner, and I appreciate you saying that. But I think that's, you got to recognize it and lean into it. And then also, I think doing this coaching program and seeing how different people struggle in like trading one way, but then do really well trading another way. Some systematic, some discretionary, some swing trading, some day trading, some like, you see how the person really has to lean into their strengths. There isn't a one size fits all pill or coaching program or something like that. You know what I mean? It's always just about leaning into your strengths. And like, even listening to you two talk for the last hour, Mark and Tanner, you're so different in like your decision making speed and the way that you guys operate, like even just scanning through a chart. Mark is scanning 20 something pairs, Tanner's locked in. Like, you guys are very different in so many ways, yet I think you can individually respect that, see that, and then, like I said, lean into it on your own. And that's what's going to make you better. Like, what can you take from Mark while still leaning into your short-term edge, Tanner? What Mark's saying, what can you take from Tanner? And you know what I mean? So I think that's what we got to all do, is lean into what our needs are.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think
we all got to take a test.
I think it'll change the way you, I think it'll help you identify the way you trade.
I'm going to buy it.
Because it gives you like again, like my fiveness and my number on this thing is like, I'm very intuitive, and when I have a clear-headed mind and I don't let any outside pressures, and I mean, again, like I come back to the chart and I'm like, duh, that's an easy entry. Get in, intuition is connected, and boom, quick win. But when I sit down and I'm trying to feel what's going on and I'm getting antsy and I'm like, I lose trades. And but that doesn't work in my best benefit as my personality type. That's not intuitive. That's just me trying to, like, I didn't fucking know. It's me being dumb.
As in, like, the longer you're in a trade, the more chance that something, you're going to over-manage it in some way, shape, or form. I think. Yeah.
I love to take in information. And when I can see it, again, like I left for hours, came back and sat down at 12:45. I took in the information in like 2-3 minutes, popped on a trade and won. So it's like, that's what I was saying. Like it's in my benefit. I can
relate to that a lot. When I come back from the gym, I'm like, okay, let's see where are we at. And oftentimes, more times than not, the market hasn't moved away and fucked up my whole day where I can't find something. You know what I'm saying? It's those big 3% days like we just had a few days ago. They happen, but they're normally actually on the downside. If you study the candles of SPX and how price moves when it's moving lower versus moving up, the up days are relatively smaller compared to the down days that are usually more violent and big over time. Mm-hmm. So those big up days are very random. So I can come back in the afternoon most days, make a quick assessment, sit down and put some trades on now and win. Not every day, because some days I'm busier than others, but I think even if I had to every day, I could figure it out. I think that you can still get back in the flow after that break, like you're saying. And Mark, to what you said about the trade management, like managing, Tom Basso was the first one that I talked to that said that. He's like, put me in long or short. If I can understand my position size and where I'm, maxed out at, I can manage that trade and get out in profit or at a small loss. So I think, and even Crudelli says that. He's like, just tell me who's long or short. If I just know who's long or short, I'm going to be able to make money. Because then you're looking at price and risk reward, which is all that we have. You're not looking at indicators only. You know what I mean? I think that's another thing that helps me.
I agree. Yeah, I heard somebody say, and it might have been Tom or somebody said one time, like, you can just flip a coin. It doesn't matter. Heads or tails, go long or short. Doesn't really matter. Just jump in the market and then manage the risk, and you can make money. And I was like, that is crazy, constantly. But I think that we, I was talking to Evan this morning, and we were talking. I think Austin, you've said a number of times, and I've heard others, but like, we're not like, I don't consider myself a trader. Like, I try not to have that mentality. What I am, I try to recognize patterns and manage risk.
Yep.
If somebody had to describe it, I don't trade anything. I don't care if it's oil. I don't care if it's corn. I don't care if it's Bitcoin.
I get that.
It doesn't. It's a chart. It's a video game chart. Recognize the pattern.
That's all it is.
Once you're in, once the battle is joined, manage your risk, and then get the fuck out with profits, or or with the loss.
But I think that perspective is the professional's perspective versus, like, you made me think of like the guys that trade ICT, where it's like, this is the one way the market is being manipulated this way, where it's so definite and they think they know everything, versus Bryce knows everything. And especially when now we're trading futures and not CFDs, this market is open and closed by the CME. It's more legit. It's like, you can all theorize about who thinks they know who's moving the market. The market is actually, in my opinion, I think it is inefficient, I guess would be the definition, where it's just going to do what it's going to do. Like right now, look at this, look at what SPX is doing right. I'm watching it minute by minute here. So I think the market is the only one that knows where it's going to go. Nobody knows where it's going to go. So you're just playing probabilities.
And who cares? Who cares? Who cares? I mean, people get tied up in, I trade this or I do that. Right. It's just a chart, and that's what.
It's just a chart.
Oh man, I love when he talks. But
all right, we're starting to go. Oh, dude, Tom, you missed it. I said the guy that gets paid out the most in this group chat so far this year, I think, is Mark. And Mark has this shitty ass Wi-Fi where he's lagging out and can't even share his screen. It's literally a joke.
I think if somebody joins me tomorrow for the psych meeting,
I'm cool.
Yeah.
Dude, I got so much open. So, hey Tom, I need to borrow some money for an Ethernet cable. Can
you boy Elon up this Starlink?
Yeah, pound works. I'll get it fixed. But I was just gonna say this. So, Tanner, you said coming back to the charts, like from being wherever, right? We all do it, right? And when you sit down at your desk, sometimes you look at Euro USD or whatever market you're looking at, you're like, oh, that looks good. Now I know it. It looks good. I'm going to jump in here. But that's one market. I come back and I try to do this. I have 10 or 15 charts to flip through. And, okay, 12 of them look like crap. I don't see anything, but 1 or 2 look pretty good. 1 looks really good. That's the one I'm going to jump into, right? Because I'm just sitting down and I'm like, okay, now so you just give yourself, I guess, more probability is what I'm saying, of seeing something like when you got a clear head. Then if I only looked at one chart every day, I don't know how many opportunities I would see.
I would add to that by just saying, I can think about where I was when I was in my first few years of learning how to trade, and there's no fucking way that I would have the capacity to sit at the desk all day and trade. No way. So, and that's why I not only was still working, but like I couldn't do that. Now, with so many hours on the chart, that capacity is expanded. I can sit here. You know what I mean? And I think
that's my work tomorrow.
Wait, say that again?
So that's my side thing tomorrow's capacity. It's emotional capacity.
Right, because at some point you're tapped out. And then if you take that break, which is, for me, it's the gym, and then you come back, it's like you're reset in some ways. And you can go at it again because you're going to go at it with that clear mind to make better decisions than if you had sat there for 4 hours and tried to slug it out. I just don't think new traders have a lot of capacity for that. It's just going to be my point.
Yeah, I mean, you think about, for me, I get to desk at 6, and whether I can mentally jump in a trade that soon, if that's smart. But from 6, if I'm not in a trade from 6 to 8, like I'm already mentally tired.
Yeah, it's 2 hours. That's a lot.
I know. I don't have the capacity to sit here. Definitely don't have the capacity to sit here all day. Even the days that I'm here till 9:30 to 10, I'm just like, oh my gosh, like I got to get up. Yep. So I think we're finding that balance of just when is the right time to sit down. I don't know, but it's part of that comes back to that emotional capacity of like, if I don't see anything off when I first sit down, I might just like walk away for 15, come back. Like nothing's gonna happen that big that's gonna make me miss something.
Tom's got something for us. Let's hit it, Tommy.
Who was talking about longs and shorts earlier? It might have been you, Austin. You were talking about how hard it is to short.
Yeah, I was talking about that. Tanner, we'll come back to what you're saying in a second. Go ahead, Tom.
I'm
going to pull something up, Tanner.
Have a look at this. So this is this breakout actually that I've been looking at.
Okay.
And building. And I just wanted to this fucking just leaped out. So this is over the 4 years of basically taking a breakout the first hour of New York session. So on the NASDAQ, this is the return long, taking it long of the breakout, and that is the return taking it short over a 4-year period.
I mean, are we surprised? Like, we all know this is how the game works, brothers. And Poppy, you got to put money into the U.S. markets. Until World War III really hits the fucking fan, put the money in the American markets. And at the same time, buy bullets. But also put money into American markets. That's what the whole fucking world does. And it's crazy because we have international people in this group, Tom. So I've asked Kurt, James, all the people in South Africa who they say they're making their own currency to take away. All those guys don't want that other currency. They convert their money out offshore to dollars. Like, the U.S. markets and the dollar are still going to attract money, which means they're going to move up. So that just proves it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you another reason the dollar's not going to go away. Everybody's like, oh, the dollar's not worth anything. It's not backed by anything. Here's what it's backed by. And this is the reason why everything will still be, and just don't take this as being cocky. It's just the way it is right now. Now it could change, but it's backed by 7 or 8 aircraft carriers.
Yes, I knew you were going to say this, bro.
Cue the ACDC. Yeah. That's right. There's so many nuclear subs circling the planet right now that you have no idea. If you want to go against the U.S. dollar and say you're not going to use it, we will put so much armament in your backyard and put so much pressure. I mean, seriously, why would you bet against the U.S.?
But so, like, what do you think? And then I want to share back to Tanner's point. But what do you think about when Tucker just went to Russia and he's showing how, like, Moscow's still functioning? It's the biggest city in Europe and, like, it's still doing well, even though they have all these sanctions against the dollar. So he's saying, like, they're able to get goods from other places other than us now, I guess, and our countries that we do business with. So that is a threat to the dollar, is what he's saying. What are your thoughts?
I actually disagree, because even though you have a military, Rome had the biggest military in the world.
It's true.
They have oil and gold, so they're a little different situation than other countries. They can
make deals. Tanner, I got your thing pulled up here. This is this is your TradeZella. So look at time of day. Tom, just take a look at this. Chime in on this. What does that tell you?
Yeah, don't trade at 8 o'clock.
Not just that, bro, but anything you're doing before 6 a.m. is hurting you. That as well.
Yeah.
You get a nice little burst, like you said, 2-hour stretch, 6 to 8. You need a break. Then you can go 9 to 11, and you do very well there. And then you need a break. You can see the 2-hour spurts in the stats. Like, it's telling us where the capacity is at right now.
Yeah.
Because you have a lot of trades in here. We've put a lot of data into this. This is not a small sample size.
Yeah.
But look at the amount of trades during that 8 o'clock hour. You're trading the most and losing the most. That says a lot. Like, at 40 trades in here now, in that point, we should definitely
8 o'clock. So is that?
That's the New York Open. That's 9. That's 9 o'clock my time.
Mm-hmm.
Which would be USD news. Is it 1:30 my time? So it's USD news 8:30 your time.
Yeah, it's kind of like in the news hour, basically.
News and then right before the Open. Yep.
Yeah.
So it's basically 30 minutes before news, 30 minutes after.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which, yeah.
So but coming in after the open seems to do well. And look, we can break this down by 15-minute increments. You can see it's after the open specifically that you're doing better.
Yeah.
Tom's squinting at the screen. Sorry, Tommy. Here you go. Is that better?
Yeah.
Here that you have to upload the trade, or sorry, TopStep.
Yep. You got to upload the trades.
Manually. Okay.
Yeah, it's easy.
So you export it from TradingView?
From TradeOvate. So you have to log into TradeOvate and export it through there. Go to TradeZella first. Here, look at my screen. Go to TradeZella. Go to Add Trade. Put the, I don't know why this came up. Put TradeOvate here.
Yeah.
And then it tells you exactly what to do. In TradeOvate, do this. You know what I mean? Or do that or whatever. Why is this being... Oh, because I'm in your account. That's why. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So I think the stats speak, bro. The stats speak. And then, like, even just looking at it in 30-minute increments, you can see, dude, you're doing well to come in and find that. How many times have I said to you, your first trade of the day is usually a winner? Your first idea of the day. That shows here in the stats. It's when you get to the desk, though, too early, like before 6 your time, that's where it's hurtful to you. It's just too early. So if you wake up that early, like today, I've been up since 3 because my stomach was bothering me. Bro, I didn't start trading at 3.
Right.
I don't think I would have made money if I started trading at 3.
Right.
Yeah. So you got to still have, I think, Mark, would you agree in that? You still have to have hours. You still have to have disciplines. Even though we can trade at all times, you still got to have hours when you know when market's going to move for you and give you some options. But also within the, now we're talking about within your own capacity too.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, dude, look, 8 and 8:30, minus 19, minus 16. But 9:30 around the New York Open, and after that, dude, you're doing, it's good.
I was quite surprised from my latest round of testing of how much, like, just time of day has a massive impact on your results from a testing perspective.
Let's see mine.
So it is, I would say it's really important, which is why it should be part of your trading plan.
Yeah, so clearly we know what I should not be doing. Trading at the end of the day or too early in the morning. Yep. Even here, 6 a.m. is not doing that great for me. Not that many trades, only 2 trades there.
What the fuck are you doing at 2 o'clock in the morning?
I don't know. What day was that? That must have been like an overnight trade or something. I must have closed a trade at 2 in the morning. Yeah. It must be based on close. What are you doing at 2 o'clock in the morning? I'm hanging out. Dude, I'm at the strip club trading futures at 2 a.m. with Mark from the phone.
That's right. Dude, we have the best London sessions. Tom and James are like at their desk. Austin and I are like at the club.
At the club. Yeah, it's interesting.
I think that's what you said to me my first time I was on like the Black Shirt Club meeting. You're like, you sound like you're in a club bathroom.
It did. It sounded funny.
And I said, that's because I am.
I have a long run in right now with 30 minutes left in the. It's small. It's just one contract, but I got in again on this break of the daily and the low of day, which are now kind of lined up. Yeah, it's small. Look, I'm up $50. See if we can get back up to the range low. Yeah. I think the VWAP has also improved my feel, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, like on a, I guess I'm trying to figure out my question. Yeah, just because a bar breaks VWAP and holds minimally, it's like a lot of times that's not really enough information to justify and then sometimes it is. So I guess we're trying to figure out like other information too that might position ourselves for a better trade.
Can you give me an example?
Well, like you see, like towards the end of the day, like it's broken. It's broken. I mean, they've all three come together, and so could you have taken a short just because it passed below it?
Tell me,
Maybe.
I don't follow that last part. When you say take a short just because it's below it, what are you talking about down here?
Well, like you took a trade because it passed back above it. And I know
Yes.
you're obviously you're bullish and look for longs.
Yep.
I don't think I have a full question to ask, to be honest.
It's okay, bro.
Kind of get what I think you're getting to. Hannah, I'm going to share you something that I shared the other day in the share chat, and it's about buying and selling VWAP when you basically move up or below it, literally just buying and selling above and below. Andrew Aziz did a research paper on it.
And it's profitable. It's stupid. It's fucking profitable.
It is.
I mean, it's all I've been doing, really. I haven't taken an A2 signal. I don't think maybe more than once or twice this month. I can look and exactly tell you. So, like, a lot of what I'm doing is just breaks of the VWAP where structure with a stop loss makes sense. All I'm thinking about is entry and stop loss. And, like, very clearly, I can see this is the stop. I can then measure to say 1R if we go back up to that Asian range low or keep hitting. I know it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, but I think we could get a little pop, a little push. And it's still got 20 minutes left. So, and I'm not in my trades that long. So, that was the thought. And we're sitting here, so why not? I got to get good at this because there's other people making money doing it. So, I'm, like, pushing myself. Do I expect a big rip? No. Like, I'm expecting maybe 7 points. That would be amazing if it could do 7 points at the end of the day here. But it could be dead. Like, it could be dead in the water.
Yeah.
So.
I just tagged you in it, Hannah, in the news and good shares.
Cool.
If you trade with VWAP, everybody should read it. If you trade with VWAP, you should be reading that. And it should be on. I think it should be on pretty much everybody's chart as well.